Hello, my name is Jolanta Galecka and I will take you step by step through our program and show you how it takes any child's development into an enhanced level. Step by Step is one in the series of products that constitute eduSensus, built around 10 most important areas of child development. It allows the kids to shape and enhance all basic areas of development and is set in a natural environment that surrounds the children in the real life. It contains both interactive and traditional resources, almost 400 single activities and almost 300 printable worksheets, divided into 4 parts corresponding with the seasons. It allows the children to relate their life experience to these professionally developed activities that will guide any child through the meanders of developmental steps and challenges. As you will be able to see, the illustrations show various aspects of the seasons and their characteristics, making them a part of activities and problem solutions. They help children understand the world better and learn various skills simultaneously. The structure of each of the parts is identical, allowing the children to familiarize themselves with the navigation to smoothly and effectively use the activities to their advantage in enhancing the skills of cause and effect, visual perception and visual motor coordination, auditory perception and auditory motor coordination, audiovisual motor coordination, graphomotoric skills, mathematical skills, knowledge of nature, spatial perception, thinking skills, social skills, with additional tools providing a chance of revising all those skills and repeating them for further retention. I'll use examples from all of the seasons to give you an idea of how rich and diverse those activities are. A short film introduces a particular season to the child. It may be skipped at any time to move to the animated icons that will direct you to sets of activities focusing on particular function or ability. Cause and effect activities will show the children that their action causes something to happen on the screen. It is a great introduction to computer environment in general, letting the child learn it in a gratifying manner. Here you can see the navigation panel, which you can use in 2 ways, moving to the next screen by clicking on the next page number or on the arrow. There is always an audio instruction to each and every activity that can be played or stopped by the teacher,
make a picture,
parent or therapist at any time, making it easily adjustable to the pace of the child. Creation of the picture by the child is possible by clicking the Start button on the screen. Each subsequent click of the mouse will cause the next stage of the picture to appear, making the child aware that a click of the mouse will cause a change on the screen, and also shape their ability to focus the eyes on changing pictures and illustrations. An animation, single sound, or appropriate musical melody will signal the completion of the illustration. The animated feedback with natural sound coming from its natural environment is a rewarding and encouraging feature. The activities also encourage the children to express themselves freely on the topics presented in the created illustrations, enhancing at the same time their self-esteem. It will also allow the child to learn about particular season. On each screen, in this section, there is a printable worksheet, a colorful illustration which, once printed, can be cut into pieces and used as a puzzle, for example. In this way, it is possible for children to build the same picture in a more traditional way. This circular button over here resets the activity, which can be then done again, allowing countless repetition. Activities within visual perception and visual motor coordination aim to shape and master the ability to focus the eyes on an illustration and develop the ability to engage eyesight and movement on a specific task. The child will be able to master finding identical elements in a group and pairing them. The icons you can see here, called tabs, will usually show graded versions of the same activity. Eliminating the odd one out, recognizing colors and shapes, grouping elements according to a specific feature, and develop the ability to associate parts and elements of a picture with the whole picture. Notice a new button on the bottom of the page. Pressing this button will display the correct answers for the activity. There is even some suspense to await.
Press Start and wait to see what happens.
While mastering building puzzles.
Arrange in the same way.
Activities within auditory perception and auditory motor coordination aim to shape the ability to listen and focus on auditory stimuli, develop the ability to recognize and name sounds from their surroundings, or chosen musical instruments. The activities train the skills of listening to a particular sound and pointing to the illustration which matches the sound.
Find and mark the animal you hear. Great! This is a frog.
It can later be reinforced in further activities of drawing or listening and recording.
Frog. Bee.
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 The activities also train the skills of evaluating the intensity and volume of sound, quiet or loud.
How many bees can you hear? One or more? Mark the right picture. Great! Lots of bees are buzzing.
Activities within audiovisual motor coordination category aim to shape the ability of the simultaneous engagement of listening skills.
Find and mark the child who is playing.
Eyesight and small motorics, and develop the ability to carry out a task according to verbal instructions, training the skills of finding and marking in a group of elements the correct illustration which is moving, illustration that matches the sound. Notice that the mistake here results in a simple need of repetition. There is no negative feedback. Or both, matching the sound and movement. Or develop the ability to focus attention.
Listen. Then find and mark the animal which is making no sound.
When the child needs to listen carefully and wait until all animals stop making sounds, to figure out which one has been silent. The activities also shape skills and abilities of finding.
Put the spade into the bucket.
In a group of elements, the
Put the
correct
rake
illustration
into the bucket.
that matches the description and moving it to
Put
the
the
appropriate
shell
place
into the
according to
bucket.
the verbal instruction. Again, they can be
Put the
further
mold
enhanced
into the
by drawing a
bucket.
puzzle, activities, or audio exercises.
Mold.
Mold. Here is another example of completing close verbal
Colour
instructions.
the leaves green.
Notice that the negative feedback is different here.
Colour the tree trunks brown.
It's subtle and allowing immediate correction. Or figuring out which element of the picture matches the verbal instruction.
Lily is making a sandcastle. Find and mark Lily. Alison is collecting shells.
Activities within graphomotorics category aim to develop small motorics through mouse movements.
Colour the beach ball.
They develop the ability to aim at a specific area in a picture and not cross outlines. Please note how different the coloring exercise is here compared to the one from the previous skill, where the child was coloring the trees, the sun, and the sky. The additional features embedded in the activities also develop the ability to recognize and name colors.
Brown. Blue.
And then with the addition of worksheets, they allow the child to further develop the skills outside the computer. The print function develops creativity, since now the child's work can be printed out. The activities shape the ability to draw different patterns by following outlines, practice precise movements, and develop the ability to copy a pattern. Activities within mathematical category aim to develop the ability to recognize, find, and mark geometric figures and their sizes.
Find a rake which matches the big bucket and mark it. Well done. This is a big bucket and a big rake.
Classify elements according to a specific feature like size or amount.
Put the small raspberries on the small plate and the big raspberries on the big plate.
Creating groups of objects and practicing concepts of much or little. Or too much and too little.
Put one cake on each plate. Check if there are enough cakes for all the children.
By comparing groups like number of cakes and guests, all being the basic skills the child needs to acquire before moving to the numericals. Finally, we move on to developing the ability to count objects and matching appropriate numbers. Explain and practice the motion of a group of objects and counting and assigning a number of the numbers of elements. You probably noticed that on some of the activities there is a set of buttons on the left. They switch on a scanning option, a specially designed function that enables children who cannot use a typical computer mouse to still be able to work with the application by pressing the space bar or enter buttons on the keyboard, or a special button, a switch for instance, whenever an element that they want to choose is highlighted. There are 3 options, 2, 4, and 6 seconds. The default is 4 seconds. The time chosen is saved.
Find all the teddy bears and put them on the chairs.
That means that once another category is chosen, the scanning time will stay the same. Please notice how rich and in-depth the feedback is in this mathematical activity.
Great! This is a collection of teddy bears, and that is a collection of cars.
Activities within nature category aim to familiarize the children with various aspects of each season. They also enrich their nature-related vocabulary, developing or mastering the ability to describe.
What's the weather like today? Mark the correct picture.
And name weather conditions and characteristic of specific seasons. Or to observe the weather and its processes. The activities also train the skills of selecting elements from a group on the basis of a specific primary characteristic, like vegetables or fruits. And introducing the habits of animals.
This is a squirrel. The squirrel lives in a tree hole. The squirrel feeds on nuts. Help the squirrel gather all the nuts. Find and mark all of them.
Making children sensitive to their needs. The activities also teach children to make use of objects found in nature, giving excellent ideas for further activities. They gradually develop the knowledge of the child and apply the gathered knowledge to the next activity.
Lily's mum is making soup. Help her. Find and mark the vegetables only and put them into the pot.
Notice how the kids first learned the difference between fruits and vegetables only to later apply it to cooking a soup. Activities within spatial perception category aim to consolidate terms related to body morphology.
This is Lily. This is a head. This is a hand. This is a hand. This is a leg. Mark the head. Great. This is a head. Mark the hands.
Develop abilities
Great.
associated with matching clothes to body parts.
This is Lily. Lily is going for an autumn walk. Dress Lily. Put the hat on Lily's head.
And shaping the ability to recognize
Put the
left and
gloves
right.
on Lily's hand. Put the shoes on Lily's feet. Put the umbrella in Lily's hand.
They also introduce the terms related to location.
This is Lily's room. Help her tidy up. Put the teddy bear on the shelf. Put the doll into the pram.
Practicing placing elements.
This is Lily's wardrobe. Put the hats on the top shelf.
In the specific place in the illustration. Activities within Thinking Skills category aim to shape the ability to understand basic and complex instructions. The activities are intuitive, and it is not possible to do them incorrectly. The abilities are acquired through building 2- and 3-element picture stories and figuring out the rules of sequencing. Putting the elements of an illustration together, increasing the level of difficulty. The activities also shape concept of it fits,
mark the thing that matches the apple,
or doesn't fit, and help finding the similarities in different illustrations. They let the child practice grouping elements.
This is Lily's room. Put the clothes into the wardrobe.
According to a specific primary feature, or pairing picture elements into logical sets. Or matching specific elements to the appropriate places.
Hat, scarf, glove,
Glove.
Cold winter comes and brings us snow. Frost paints the windows, icicles grow.
As you could see, playing with step-by-step equals learning, and it efficiently prepares children for life in society and for their subsequent effective education in primary and secondary schools. I hope you have enjoyed the presentation. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me or any other member of our team at edusensus@ydp.eu. Thank you very much for your attention.